Conversation with Dio.
All right, a beautiful Wednesday morning to you from wherever you're listening across the world. This is Oluyole 98.5 FM, and it's time for Conversation with Dio and Tola. I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
I'm Tola Teriba.
It's the 7th day of the 5th month of the year 2020. May, the month of May. Some people say it's 1 month that you doubt, because May, well, it's one sure month though, if you know what you're doing. Okay, so it's the 7th day of the 5th month of the year 2020, and we are glad we are here. For those who are listening to us from wherever you are listening, is it Okeogun 96.3 FM or Agility 92.1 FM, or of course, due respect to our online listeners who spend their data, listening to us via facebook.com/Oluyole98.5 FM, Twitter @Oluyole FM, Instagram Oluyole98.5 FM, or you listen by Radio Garden or Mixler.com. We appreciate you. I want to say very big good morning to you from wherever you're listening. Thank you so much for joining us once again, and of course we hope to give you the news as you desire once more. 7th May, there's something special about today in case you don't know.
Okay.
7th May is Vesak Day, and so before you say what is Vesak Day, according to the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, this timeless message of unity and service to others is more important than ever. It is only together that will stop the spread of the coronavirus. That's Antonio Guterres. And somebody is wondering, okay, Vesak Day, that's the day of the full moon. Did you notice the moon outside yesterday? Yeah, the moon was out last night. Maybe because it rained.
It was also it was a stormy night.
So Vesak Day celebrates the day of the full moon in the month of May. It's the most sacred day to millions of Buddhists around the world. So it's done some religious intonation. But then it's an international day. It was the day of Vesak 2.5 millennia ago, in the year 623 BC, that the Buddha was actually born. Just like we celebrate Christmas as Christians, that's the day Buddha was born and all that. So yes, the General Assembly, by its resolution 54/115 of 1999, recognized International Day of Vesak to acknowledge the contribution that Buddhism, one of the oldest religions in the world, has made for over 2.5 millennia and continues to make to the spirituality of humanity. 7th of May, I'm sure we have some Indians in Nigeria, or Chinese too, Buddhists. Today is their day, and please don't drop your own religion as you appreciate your own Christianity and Islam. That's how they appreciate their own. So let's respect people's religion and all that, and their right to worship whatever they choose to.
I'm talking about the attachment of the moon and the full moon and all this. I recall the moon could actually mean a lot of things, different things in different cultures. What we call that in Yoruba land, for instance, the full moon is actually a time of blessings, and people come out. Materials by moonlight. People come out full to stories, and there's some other climbs.
We still do that actually.
Well, should I say the world has moved on, or should I say, those things actually helped in those days, at least in the impacting of moral values on children, especially in this part of the world. And in some other parts of the world, the full moon could actually spell a ritualistic sequence, whereby recall those movies we used to watch, those horror movies, the werewolf and all that. Time for
vampire movies and the likes. When the moon comes out, transform and all that. Well,
so it depends on
those who have been staying at home and have been watching Netflix and the likes, they will understand what you're saying. Even the Yoruba movies, Osaile, yes, we stay where there's moon, fire and all that. Yes, so the moon, being attached to things, we can relate, with that and all that. All right, so we'll go straight to what we have for you today. This is how we do it: Monday to Saturday, 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. every day except Sundays, right here on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Wherever you are, we are about to kick off, so get ready. I have a copy of the Punch newspaper,
and I have a copy of the Nigerian Tribune.
Security agents must stop violation of interstate lockdown, says Nigeria Governors Forum. PTF decries dubious concealment of passengers in food trucks. Yobe governor dismisses report, or government now dismisses report of state's 155 COVID-19 deaths. Details on page 2 and 9 of the Punch newspaper.
And COVID-19 dangers ahead, and that's coming from the PTF. Says FG extends ban on all flights by 4 weeks. Governors must address Almajiri situation well, says SGF. Now, strange illness kills scores in Yobe, and 28 health workers test positive in Kano Bochi. 2 COVID-19 patients abscond from isolation center in Oyo, and 37 more patients discharged in Lagos. Those are riders to that banner headline, dangers ahead, PTF, and those stories are on pages 3, 5, 6, and 30 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
All right, we have NNPC reduces petrol depot price to 108. That's what PPPRA said at the beginning of the year. I remember the day we read it, and we calculated, okay, plus or minus 10 naira. I mean, it should be less than 120 and all that. So they've come out to say again that depot price should be 108 naira. So okay, let's see how much the distributors want to add to it. But it's a good one, at least if you can do that. But that does not mean pump price. There's a difference between depot price and pump price. People need to understand that, so that some people don't start shouting that filling stations should start selling for a 108. You know, so NNPC reduces petrol depot price to 108 naira. Details on page 25 of the Punch newspaper.
The Nigerian Tribune puts it says ex depot price. It's a PPMC says ex depot price of petrol to 108 naira, diesel to 164 naira per liter. That's on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Sounds better right there. Airlines lose 17 billion naira monthly to COVID-19, federal government. Details of that, page 23. That's one of the worst hit sectors right there. Airline. People are no longer really traveling, as the case may be. You want to read that, page 23 of the Punch newspaper.
And 265 Nigerians arrived Lagos from UAE. A woman delivered of baby aboard Emirates airline, and that's on page 5. And talking about the airlines losing money, I recalled a story yesterday where the House of Reps was actually frowning at the use of foreign airlines to bring in Nigerians who want to come into the country, want to live where they are based because of this COVID-19 pandemic.
Well, I think it's a function of the local airlines either being available or not. Remember the last time we went to pick people from Libya now? It was a particular airline in Nigeria that volunteered. I'm not sure it was up to a month after that time. The airline entered trouble and the owner. So most likely the person is saying, okay, well, after all, we did free for you. You treated us this way. We'll keep our airline.
There were stories about
maybe, just maybe right there. But of course, the most important thing is people are brought back, and I hope they go into quarantine, as it was said. So that's still the best. And of course, congratulations to that woman who gave birth
to a baby.
I was asking Clara before we came on here, okay, so what do we name the baby that was born? She said Eyelabi. I'm sure she's hearing whatever she is now. So maybe Aisha will borrow us a name too.
Okay.
Women are good with such names. Bishop and a bishop. I don't know where she got a yellow.
Abiono will be more
okay. En route, correct. I trust you, Tola, for that kind of thing. All right. So donated name wherever the mother is, if she's listening or you know her, we have donated a name for her. We like that in Yoruba land. We just donate a name. So please add Abiono to one of the names of that baby that was born in Road, Nigeria. All right, congratulations to the mother. I mean, it's a good one. Congratulations to the family too. All right, so we continue with the newspaper review. Federal government states will feed school children at home. Minister insists. Sometimes I wonder, you carry food to their house?
To their houses.
I thought by now we should just have forgotten about this, but reading it on the front page of the newspaper, I mean, well, according to the federal government, states will feed school children at home. Minister insists. Details of that on page 8. I know people want to hear the full details, so if time permits, we'll take that story.
All right, we're talking about feeding, talking about palliatives. 2,836 benefits in Ibarapa as Makinde flags of palliatives distribution.
Wow.
That was yesterday.
Sounds nice. Sounds nice.
It was personally in Ibarapa too.
Yes, I saw the pictures. Oh, it's even right here.
Yeah, it's right here. And the governor was actually telling one mama the wonders she could perform with I think with a bag of beans or something. The governor was actually telling her that okay, you could make some bakara, you could
start a business, kind of.
And the governor said he said he could well have stayed in Ibadan and ask people to go and do the job. But he said being personally there is part of walking his talk and actually making sure that things get done appropriately, that he wouldn't want to be an armchair politician.
Which is good if you ask me. And a school of thought believes that the governor himself being there might, make some people to adjust. For people that might want to do some aburuju, might mind my word, I mean, seeing the governor seated, they want to do it orderly, and I think it's good. I think it's good.
And definitely they wouldn't know where else the governor would decide to show up again personally for the distribution. So definitely, and I'm sure we wouldn't tell them. So if anybody, perhaps anybody wants to do any awuruju, like you said, they wouldn't think twice.
So it's a good one. We hope we'll get phone calls from that area today by the time we open the phone lines. Let's see what happened. Don't let's just follow the newspaper. Call us. Let's see if there's anyone who was even at the venue. Let's know how it went yesterday from your perspective. That's the beauty of this kind of program. Okay, so please feel free to call us. You can get ready now, or you go ahead and drop your comments on social media, whether Twitter at Oluyole FM or Facebook at Oluyole 98.5 FM. Feel free, drop a comment under the streaming video right now. Let's know your opinion about this. Of course, this will go around on your state. It's only starting from Ibarapa, and of course, I remember Mr. Governor was appreciating them, for supporting him all this while and all that. Well, yes, I think it's well deserved. We can't wait in Ibadan, Governor. Your people cannot wait. I know I don't qualify. I know. Tola, you don't qualify too. They say it. But those that qualify are waiting, and we know it will come. Okay?
If they bring rice to your door, you won't reject it now, have you?
Why will I reject it? It's food, though. I know I shall too will not reject. Anytime I mention that name, I remember Buhari. She's in our villa right now, looking at us.
Yes, sir.
I mean, our own Aisha.
Our own Aisha.
So I'm not talking about all right, so let's keep this going. Woman gives birth on Dubai flight, evacuating 265 Nigerians. Details of that on page 7. And Ekiti plans testing 100,000 persons before July. That's a tall order. This scarcity of test kits, I hope they get to achieve it. It will really be nice, if you ask me. I mean, because the more we test, the more we can ascertain how far this pandemic is reaching out and how well we can, nip it in the bud. So yes, it's a good one. Ekiti plans testing 100,000 persons before July. Details on page 11 of the Punch newspaper.
Well, let's give it to Governor Fayemi. I've also seen him as a governor who also walks his talk, and who also most times he does what he says.
And thus far, total confirmed cases in Ekiti is about 12 thus far. So yes, somebody is doing something nice there. Worth appreciating.
Now, 2 out of we've taken that before, but it's the story more explicit here. The headline: 2 out of 4 Sokoto travelers who tested positive for coronavirus abscond. That's talking about Oyo State, and the remaining 7 shown Seriki Shasha custody leave Oyo State. Now, that's where we talk about the security agencies again. How are they able to leave?
I mean, it's a serious issue. I think there's this story where they even indicted the security agents. You can't continue doing things like this. Something needs to be done with our borders. I mean, how will somebody leave Sokoto and find his way to Ibadan? That's not 10 minutes journey. Something needs to be done. But of course, there's this story here. Northern governors have resolved to stamp out Almajiri. El-Rufai, that's the governor of Kaduna State, talking there, that they have decided, we have decided to end Almajiri.
What about elections?
When the election comes,
although the governors keep denying the fact that these Almanjiris are
as if we didn't see pictures when they but of course let's believe them, and they said they have resolved to stamp out Almajiri. And you see, I want to be optimistic. If this is truly their stand, welcome decision. This is what the ousted Sultan, Emir of Kano has been saying. So yes, it's good.
But what are the strategies for stamping out Almanjiri? Are they going to create a better life for them? Are they going to give them jobs? The Almanjiri schools, someone was asking some time ago, whatever happened to those schools?
Well, it's an opportunity for them to resuscitate them. But I have one answer to your question. And it's not my answer anyway. It's, just inductive wisdom from what has been happening in the north. One way, you're asking the strategy, Abi. Strategy number one that they have been deploying is redeployment. There's no safety button, of which some people have been rejecting. So it has become a basic boast. I don't want, you want, I don't want. Take them back. Okay, that is that a strategy actually?
No political will, if you tell me.
But obviously that is something that has been going on in the last 1-2 weeks.
And I see if the northern governors are really serious about it, then this is going to be a really big project.
It is.
I don't know how to rate nomadic education, for instance, which was targeted at the Fulani herders, their children. I don't know how successful that was.
Launched a radio station. That would broadcast strictly in Fufude. And what's happening to all these projects?
All these projects.
Having Nigerian wants to know. We're concerned. After all, we're all Nigerians. The welfare of our brethren is also important. Yes, the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics might have released a list. All the southwestern states, as if we took number. Lagos, Ondo, we are in the last 6. Last 10. Okay, let me just say last 10 on the page. Whereas, you can guess the region. Why this is not to attack any ethnic group or any region of the country, but it shows more work needs to be done. And except we are deceiving ourselves. If we say whatever is happening there does not concern us, I pity you. I pity whoever. Those who say things like that, I just pity them. Hey, I want Kini. Can't you just look on your street now? Don't you find them around? So we just have to take care. Be our brother's keeper. We have no choice at this juncture.
And more of them are actually coming into southwest Nigeria.
Telling you, it's there now. Some coming in trucks. You had them to Malu, some had them to Tomato. So we must be concerned about what happens there. So that's why I think we should give some of these governors accolades and cheer them on to ensure they achieve this. Northern governors have resolved to stamp out Almajiri. Kudos. Please walk the talk. Details of that on page 10 of the Punch newspaper.
Now, our salary is still withheld, and guess who? ASU. That's on page 25 of the Nigerian Tribune. Somewhat sentiment, somewhat controversy. It's good. Look at the ASU, we look at the federal government, and we just wish that both sides could come to an amicable compromise. When ASU talks like the Yoruba will say, ASU I want to different like the Yorubas would say that both sides would always have something to say, something to justify their position. But sincerely, I hope we won't have to grapple with an ASU with a prolonged ASU strike again post COVID-19.
I hope they sort out whatever. This is the best time for them to just sort it out. The Ministry of Labor and of course the Minister for Education. Where is he? Adamu, is he in isolation? Even during the presidential task force press briefing, you hardly see him. He's the Minister of State. This is Igbo man that you see there. So I'm wondering, where is the Minister for Education? Where exactly? We expect him to wade in. I've never seen him in the discussion. The ASU versus federal government. It's usually the Minister of Labor that you find there. Minister of Labor and Minister of State, that you find there. You hardly see this man. I hope all is well with him. Anyway, I I seriously pray he's fine.
Even in the midst of a possible post-COVID-19 educational crisis, and
I mean,
nothing has been done to nip these in the bud.
I expect him to even say something about all this Albajiri thing. Okay, we're going to educate them, we're going to do this.
Yes, sir.
And then, are you surprised that this school on here, on TV, on radio, is mostly a southwestern thing? You hardly hear of it. Okay, yes, it's happening in the southeast too, and some southern. I heard about Delta State recently, and all that. You hardly hear about it in the north. These people need education, and they are just at home.
And talking about the universities now, it's actually some of the universities now taking the initiative to post part of the syllabus of
exactly
online,
let students access these things online. After all, they are on Facebook and Twitter. Some will insult government, insult president, insult government. Let them use their data to learn. It's the way forward. It's the way forward. I hope the right thing gets done. Federal government extends ban on flights by 4 weeks. Yes, this is a good one. So that people will not come in and be adding sand to our gari as we are trying to solve it.
But Dayo, people still come into neighborhoods where people arrive from.
I know. I know. I'm only reading the headline in the newspaper. I will be lying if I say I don't know. I will be lying. So I'm serious. I will be lying if I say I don't know. That's the truth. I mean, everybody listening here, one way or another, knows one person or someone somewhere, especially if you live in some estates or another, one neighbor that just arrived, except you just want to lie here. You are right. I'm just trying to stick, to the headline. The federal government extends ban on flights by 4 weeks. So let's believe. Don't mind me. I just want to be optimistic and positive these days. It's better to be positive. We can't do with the negativity all around. You have some more headlines before we take COVID-19 updates for today.
I'm talking on the foreign scene. Baba Trump is in the news again. Baba says the White House plans to disband coronavirus task force as Trump claims virus was made in lab. I know Mr. Trump has been on and on about this.
Task force handling the whole thing. Want to disband? I saw that thing on CNN. I thought I was joking yesterday. I thought I was not saying well because I was doing something, so I was a bit distracted on my laptop and all that. But I think I saw the thing on the screen. So, but my mind went off. So it's real for real. He wants to disband the task force.
Well, President Trump believes that regarding coronavirus, that he and the U.S. government may actually have been backing up the wrong tree, and they believe they are getting closer and closer to establishing there are allegations that the virus was actually made in a Chinese
How does that
laboratory.
Affect the task force? I mean, these people are still working. I mean, with over 60,000 dead people and still counting. Okay, what do I know? I'm not in America. I think election too is part of all these things. They have so it has to be politically correct. So I think I should not talk about what I don't know. Let me just
and you actually do see this worry on Mr. Trump's face. His pictures, his video images. You actually see this element of this frown that depicts serious worry. You begin to worry. Is he actually worried about the elections or worried about COVID-19? What I assume is actually worried about both anyway.
He should be.
And
but if looking at the rates, how much of worry for coronavirus as compared to the elections? If you ask me, an average politician is more concerned
about the next election.
That's the truth, especially when it's just a few months away. That's the truth. It's not just about Donald Trump. Anywhere in the world, they will consider their elections, whether they are returning, especially those who are seeking re-election or those who want to enter. That for them comes first, unfortunately. Let's take the COVID-19 updates in Nigeria and globally so that people can be more informed about this. In Nigeria, total confirmed cases has risen to 3,145. Total discharged 534. Deaths across Nigeria is recorded at 103. States now, let's break it down to states. Of the 3,145 confirmed cases, Lagos alone has 1,308. FCT with 316, Kano 427 cases, Osun 37, Oyo has 52 confirmed cases, Edo 65, Ogun 95, Kwara 16, Katsina 95, Bauchi 83, Kaduna 85, Akwa Ibom 16, Delta 17, Ekiti 12, Ondo 13, Enugu 8, Rivers 14, Niger 4, Benue 2, Anambra has just 1 case, Borno 116 cases, Jigawa with 39 cases, Plateau with 4, Bayelsa 5 cases, Kebbi 18 cases, Zamfara 46 cases, Yobe 13 cases, Abia 2, Gombe 103, Sokoto 85, Adamawa, this looks like 15, Taraba 15 also, Ebonyi 9, Imo 2, Nasarawa 11 cases. And on the global scale, confirmed cases on the global scale 3,811,272, and deaths on the global scale is 264,042. That's a COVID-19 update for today, nationally and on the global scale. With that, I'll go to the sports angle. Let's see sport news for today. Athletes grumble over exclusion from ministry's 50,000 naira palliative. Did you sign up? You will get it now. Okay, so that's on page 30 of the Punch newspaper. Ejaria commits future to Nigeria. That's also on the page 30 of the Punch newspaper, talking about sports right now. We have Atland FC, Ifeanyi Uba, Sunshine, all players 3 month salaries. Yeah, see what COVID can do. I mean, football clubs now owing players. I'm sure they didn't want to. I mean, this is what COVID can do to whatever anybody has plans to do. So that will be that. I think it's time to just take a couple of stories, details from some of the major headlines that we have, and I think it's better we start Tola, with this story on the Punch newspaper. Security agents must stop violation of interstate lockdown, says Nigerian Governors Forum, and that's on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. We think start with that. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 on Wednesday lamented Nigeria's non-compliance with guidelines on the gradual reopening of the economy. The task force chairman, Boss Mustafa, who stated this at the PTA press conference in Abuja, said disregard for the ban on interstate movements and other guidelines was an indication of the danger ahead. Now, the Nigerian Governors Forum told the Punch that security agencies must live up to their responsibilities by stopping violation of the ban on interstate movements. The Nigerian Governors Forum stated this as the Arewa Consultative Forum hit northern governors on the shoddy implementation of the evacuation of Almajiri to their states of origin. Now, the President, General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, had in his broadcast on April 27 banned interstate movements. The PTF a few days later issued guidelines on social distancing and the ban on any gathering of more than 20 people. But this despite the ban on interstate movements, trucks carrying youths from the northern parts of the country have been finding their way into the south. Security agents must stop violation of interstate lockdown, says Nigerian Governors Forum. Details on page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
Well, I think for me, issues of enforcement are still very key.
Since Aisha is waving at us, so we need to say, so that we have money to run the show. Time for a commercial break. When we're back, the show continues. Please don't go anywhere.
Are you aware that you can now obtain your certificate of occupancy in just 60 days under the Oyo State Home Owners Charter Scheme (OYHOC)? Just buy the OYHOC recharge card for 6,000 naira only from the Office of Lands and the Local Government (LCDA) or at the Secretariat Agodi. Register your application by following instructions on the back of the recharge card, as the PIN number on the recharge card is the application number, and only applications with a vital PIN will be processed. The good news is that CF4 processing fee for various types of properties are affordable and can be paid instrumentally. Not only that, your CFO can be used for bank loan or any financial transaction. It is now digitalized, so information on it can be accessed anytime, anywhere in the world. Hurry up! This offer is only available to the 31st of December 2020. For further inquiries, call 0700 696 52637.
ẹ̀yin ènìyàn mi, mo mọ̀ pé ẹ ti gbọ́ wípé coronavirus wà. Ẹni tó bá ní lè ní òtútù kó máa wúkọ́ pẹ̀lú ara gbígbóná. Kódà wọn kò ní lè mí dáadáa mọ́ kó tó di wípé wọ́n papòdà. Nípa ìdí èyí, bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa dáàbò bo ara yín rèé kí ẹ má bàa ní. Kó má sì lè tàn kálẹ̀. Ẹ máa fọwọ́ yín dáadáa pẹ̀lú ọṣẹ. Ẹ yàgò láti máa fi ọwọ́ kan ojú yín bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ wúkọ́. Ẹ má ṣe wúkọ́ sí ọwọ́ yín. Ẹ wúkọ́ sí ìgúnpá yín bẹ́ẹ̀ bá nílò láti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Pàtàkì ibẹ̀ ni wípé bẹ́ẹ̀ bá rẹ́ni tó ń wúkọ́ tàbí sín, ẹ jìnnà síwọ́ ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀. Ká ṣe gbogbo eléyìí kí àrùn kòrónà yé máa tàn kálẹ̀ kákó mọ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa. 9 Mobile, a wà fún ọ, a wà fún Naija.
Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
Alright, so glad to know you're still there. You're listening to Oluyole 98.5 FM and it's Conversation with Dayo and Tola. If you're just joining us, I am Oladayo Ugumbowale.
And I mean Tola Teriba.
Alright, so we'll take one news from the newspapers.
Right there, something just coming in regarding the news I took the other time about President Donald Trump, and it says here that President Trump has actually reversed himself on the plans to disband the coronavirus task force, and he says that he realizes that the task force is quite popular and that they would be in place for a very long time. So, well, I think that's the way to
at least till the virus it diminishes or is totally stamped out. The tax force have their job cut out for them, and I think it's a good one from Mr. President. Okay, good one from the United States. You have one more story you want to take right there?
Yeah, talking about COVID-19, modeling shows dangers ahead for Nigeria, and that's coming from the PTF. I think if taking these riders extend this ban on all flights by 4 weeks once governors to align plans on movement of Almajiris. Now, 100 days after the index case of coronavirus was reported in Nigeria, the Presidential Task Force PTF on the control of the pandemic has alerted that the outcomes of the modeling it has adopted suggest that dangers lie ahead for the country. Chairman of the Task Force and Secretary to Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, said at his meeting in Abuja on Wednesday that there is therefore the need for personal discipline, increased awareness and enforcement. Now, the overall assessment of compliance with the measures and outcomes of modeling we have developed points in the direction of danger ahead. We therefore need personal discipline, increased awareness and enforcement. The PTF calls on community, religious and traditional leaders to take up this challenge. Similarly, we call on trade associations, professional bodies and organizations to complement the efforts of the government. COVID-19 modeling shows dangers ahead for Nigeria, says a PTF.
Well, that sounds worrying, if you ask me. I don't know which other word to use.
The two things the two things that I take away from these stories, emphasis on issues of enforcement and personal discipline.
That's it.
Enforcement particularly, because for instance, I was driving. I usually make it a point of duty to observe the level of compliance with the curfew in place, and along Iwo Road down to Yanocho taxis, you need to see the volume of vehicles. During the curfew hours that were on the roads, and they couldn't all have been on essential duty. And for God's sake, if you need to take commercial transport at a certain point in time, and you know that there won't be any
most likely
taxi cab, you won't come out unnecessarily.
That's it.
Except where it's completely necessary, maybe due to illness or whatever, you need to get to the hospital or something. So enforcement, personal discipline, I think that is very key.
Wow. Well, let me take this story because I know some people will be interested. I'm interested. Okay. Federal government, states will feed school children at home. Minister insists. The federal government, in partnership with states, is set to start feeding school children in their home. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Umar Farouk, announced on Wednesday. On April 8, the Punch reported that the federal government had finalized plans with state governments to start feeding school children in their respective homes. Speaking on Wednesday at the Presidential Task Force briefing on COVID-19 in Abuja, Umar Farouk said the government had overhauled the school feeding program in a way to ensure that school children were fed at home despite the lockdown. She said, we have made progress in the overhauling of the homegrown school feeding program, and sensitization has already begun in the 3 frontline states of Ogun, Lagos, and the Federal Capital Territory for implementation. The overhauling was sequel to a March 29, 2020 directive by Mr. President to identify modalities and continuation of the school feeding program during the COVID-19 pandemic in the lockdown states as of then. She noted that following the directives, our ministry in collaboration with state governors worked out modalities for the implementation of home feeding program, adding that the initiative was set to commence. Okay. I kept reading, thinking they will tell us how this will happen. Maybe Tola knows.
I was simply that they bring the food to your house now, and they try to ascertain whether your children are in school. Well, whether you have children in elementary school. It is
aware. Opening markets, closing churches for COVID-19. Wrong, says Bishop David Oyedepo. Is on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. We'll put the phone lines right now. Time check 7:07. Destination on time 7:30 a.m. It's Oluyole 98.5 FM. And what program on the airwaves right now? Conversation with Dayo and Tola. What's your opinion? You've heard it all. What do you think? From NNPC reducing petroleum depot price to 108, airlines losing 17 billion naira. That woman giving birth in the airline, during the flight from Dubai to Nigeria. What's your opinion?
Continued withholding of ASU salaries, despite federal government directive.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. D and Mr. T. How you doing?
Well, great.
Good morning, Mike.
Yeah, thank you. Now, briefly, I've once said it, that the Amajari thing was one of the the northern governors or the northern leaders have nothing to do with it other than election. That is one. School feeding program. The question is, who is fooling who? It's a question to be answered. Now, concerning ASU, I actually committee members who follow their leaders blindly. During the contributory pension scheme, their leaders said members should not enroll. But here in Ife, leaders or rather professors that have just retired are collecting 41 million and above, whereas their counterpart never did it or did it late when they realized they've been fooled. Collecting 14 million, can you see the discrepancy? When it came to the issue of health insurance scheme by the government,
Mike, can you confirm this 14 million?
Yes, I'm telling you 14 and 41. I'm telling you, their leaders have rolled for this IIPS or whatever, but the followers are following blindly. During health insurance scheme, this Sematu came up to tell we leaders, followers, that no, the government wants to use it corner us. Whereas you see a drug you are supposed to buy for 500, you go to a never enrolled, you buy for 2,000 and 3,000 and above. These guys are deceiving people. It's high time we should learn not to follow blindly. Bro, have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael, all the way from Ilefe. Okay, we'll quickly go to Facebook. We have a commercial break. We'll quickly take that, and when we're back, continue to take your calls. Please don't go anywhere.
ẹ̀yin ènìyàn mi mo mọ̀ pé ẹ ti gbọ́ wípé coronavirus wà ẹni tó bá ní lè ní òtútù kó máa wúkọ́ pẹ̀lú ara gbígbóná kódà wọn kò ní lè mí dáadáa mọ́ kó tó di wípé wọ́n papòdà nípa ìdí èyí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa dáàbò bo ara yín rèé kí ẹ má bàa ní kó má sì lè tàn kálẹ̀ ẹ máa fọwọ́ yín dáadáa pẹ̀lú ọṣẹ ẹ yàgò láti máa fi ọwọ́ kan ojú yín bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ wúkọ́ ẹ má ṣe wúkọ́ sí ọwọ́ yín ẹ wúkọ́ sí ìgúnpá yín bẹ́ẹ̀ bá nílò láti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ pàtàkì ibẹ̀ ni wípé bẹ́ẹ̀ bá rẹ́ni tó wúkọ́ tàbí sín ẹ jìnnà sírú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ká ṣe gbogbo eléyìí kí àrùn kòrónà yé máa tàn kálẹ̀ kákó mọ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa. 9 Mobile a wà fún ọ a wà fún Naija.
Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
All right, so glad to know you're still there. The phone line is still open. 08055009850. We have someone here.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Grandma. From Oluyole.
Here, this country, I don't understand it again. Feeding school children in their homes. Do they have something to gain from it? When the governors are crying that by June they might not have sufficient money to even pay workers. What about we retirees we have been forgotten? For heaven's sake, Dayo and Tola, help us to find solution in this country. God help us.
Amen. Thank you, ma. Wow. What shall we then say? On Facebook, Afolabi Fatuwashe is saying more wisdom and understanding in Jesus' name. Oluyole FM station, forward ever, backward never, in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you. Olai Tonka Fayat Adekola says, well done, good job. Surajuddin Atobatele saying, well done, sir. Matthew Olaleru saying, good morning, Mr. Dan, Mr. Tola Ekusheo. Could you please explain how the state governors would feed the school children? I don't know. Matthew, I don't know either. It's the minister that said she has concluded with the state governments on how they feed. Seriously, Matthew, I don't know either. If you know, you can tell us. If you know, maybe you have connection. Dayo does not know. I'm not sure that truth does not know. Leke Adobe says, good morning, Mr. Dayo, Mr. Tola. How about the feeding school children from home? How that one is going to be possible? I don't know. Are they going to house by house? I don't know. That's Nigeria for you. Nigeria, we hear thee. Thanks. The phone line is still open. 08055009850. 08055009850. We'll go back to the phone lines.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Tola.
Good morning, sir.
I like your conversation very well.
Oh,
Thank you so much, sir.
But I want to take you an attention to these private schools. You know, many of them that are not working with government, many they didn't allow them to open the school. Many of them didn't know where to get the feeding or whatever. But I don't know the plan of the government for those people. Then we have so many graduates outside doing nothing. So all these are plans. It's not even clear to us at all. I don't know. Not the help us.
Amen. All right. Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate your call. Your last Sunday on Facebook saying good morning, Tola and Dayo. Feedings of school children at this period is like pouring water inside a basket. Who told you? He says it's a real scam, fraud. I can't read what you just. He wrote something. I can't read it. Should not be approved such at such time. Okay. And our Marjorie system should be totally stamped out in the north. Comrade Adiola Sunday from Shaki. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Akim Taufik is saying good morning. We'll go back to the phone line for now.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
This government they are very funny. How would they face children at home? You please enlighten us the way they can do it, because I don't know how this thing is functional. The people who are arriving in their homes, you don't keep coming to give them more or because how will it be possible? The government here is very funny. It's just following everybody. They are following themselves to let us. I wish you
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, we appreciate your comments. Kainde Tiger Akesomi saying feeding school children in their homes is tantamount to a fraudulent deeds, which is a cod swallow baloney, cretinous badadash and ogosh.
Wow.
Kainde, easy. You lost me. Okay. Oladoshu Dauda Adeshina saying good morning, long life Oyo State. Long live GSM, long live Tola and Dayo. Amen. We thank our governor for food distribution. Oyoko Nibaje. Oh, are you from that area? Thank you. All right. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is Adewale from Osogbo.
Okay, nice to have you.
Love your program.
Thank you so much.
It's fine. I want to comment on you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that's all. He just wants to commend us. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
It's good to hear from Osogbo anyway. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Tola and Dayo.
Good morning, sir.
I'm Abdulaziz Maiwa from Mubank, Oluyole.
Oh, nice to have you.
God bless Nigeria.
Amen.
If grandma as old as she is could be saying this Nigeria, I don't understand though. Dayo, Tola and Dayo, give us solution.
Okay.
I'm using this opportunity to call on the federal government of Nigeria that the plan or proposal of feeding school children at home be stopped or be thrown into a dustbin. For now, we don't need that. What we need is economic relief. What can be done to the economy so that there will be relief in what people are doing and what people can get back as far as their earning is concerned. Thank you. God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much, Abdulaziz. We really appreciate you. Prince Adelo Kayode Emmanuel saying good morning this morning. Okay, government that can't feed students when they are in the school. Now talking of feeding them at home. Let them just loot the money they want and not link it with feeding children. Jare Kayode from Okeo. That's his opinion. There's someone here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, TND.
Good morning,
sir.
My name is Yussuf. I'm calling from Ogumosho.
Oh, nice to have you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Nigeria is like a magic and planet. The more you see, the less the more you look, the less you see. You see, don't blame these people because now they are lost. They don't know the way that they will invest money again. That's what they say they want to feed the school children at home. How are they going to do it? Are they going to call the parents to bring the children to the school, or are they going to go to their houses one by one and feed them? Please, these people should advise the politicians. They should use their head. Thank you.
That's his final statement.
I think it all boils down to distrust of the average Nigerian, not trusting the federal government. So when they come up with any initiative, they force them to take it with suspicion.
That's it. Bade William Oro, he's saying, tweeting from Ogumosho, good morning, my gas. The deposed emir of Kano, Lamidi Sanusi Lamido. Okay, I didn't get that your comment too well. Okay, I'd been warning Northerners that the issue of Almajiri will soon not withstand the test of time, but they castigated him. Now some of his predictions are now manifesting now. I think it's time for Northerners to checkmate the activities. Otherwise, you didn't say anything else.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Where are we children?
My name is Alaja Fatima Bilekin, aka Muswan from Utanero Ogumosho.
Good morning, Alaja.
I enjoy your program.
Thank you so much.
God will bless you.
Amen.
I support the drama. The federal government tell us that you will feed children in their home. It's capital terror. We should not be free for in Nigeria. Thank you for you. Come on, Wama. God bless all in Nigeria.
Amen. All right. Thank you so much, man.
Another commercial.
Okay, another commercial break. Please hold on, we'll soon be back.
ẹ̀yin ènìyàn mi mo mọ̀ pé ẹ ti gbọ́ wípé coronavirus wà ẹni tó bá ní lè ní òtútù kó máa wúkọ́ pẹ̀lú ara gbígbóná kódà wọn kò ní lè mí dáadáa mọ́ kó tó di wípé wọ́n papòdà nípa ìdí èyí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa dáàbò bo ara yín rèé kí ẹ má bàa ní kó má sì lè tàn kálẹ̀ ẹ máa fọwọ́ yín dáadáa pẹ̀lú ọṣẹ ẹ yàgò láti máa fi ọwọ́ kan ojú yín bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ wúkọ́ ẹ má ṣe wúkọ́ sí ọwọ́ yín ẹ wúkọ́ sí ìgúnpá yín bẹ́ẹ̀ bá nílò láti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ pàtàkì ibẹ̀ ni wípé bẹ́ẹ̀ bá rẹ́ni tó ń wúkọ́ tàbí sín ẹ jìnnà sí ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ ká ṣe gbogbo eléyìí kí àrùn kòrónà yé máa tàn kálé kákó mọ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa. 9 Mobile a wà fún ọ a wà fún Naija.
Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
All right, so glad to know you're still there. We're still taking your phone calls. 08055 009850.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much. Reverend Baba today from Lalade.
All right, Reverend.
We learned that 2 victims of coronavirus absconded from a center.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we know you.
Now, we want to appeal to the government to look for them so that they will not bring this disease to the people. In the light of this, the victims should also make themselves available for the treatment in their own interest. That is my solution. Reverend Babatunde from Lalate.
Thank you so much, Reverend. It's like you read my mind. I was going to read the updates from the Oyo State COVID-19 Task Force as at last night. Paragraph 1. Two confirmed COVID-19 patients were discharged from the Infectious Disease Center IDC Olodo after receiving their second negative test results. This brings the number of discharged cases in Oyo State to 13. Secondly, they wrote, we also have a further update on the 2 absconded cases reported earlier today. That was yesterday. They absconded before being admitted to any isolation center. After intensive contact tracing, one of them has been found and admitted to the IDC Olodo. The other is a 10-year-old boy. What? 10-year-old boy who eyewitness claimed boarded a northbound vehicle. His details have been sent to the Sokoto State Primary Health Care, PHEOC. Contact tracing is ongoing. Please call the Emergency Operations Center 08095394000, 08095863000 if you find travelers from other states arriving in your community. So that's the update from Oyo State COVID-19 Task Force as at 10 p.m. last night.
How come a 10-year-old was traveling unaccompanied?
Who's an Amajiri boy now?
Oh.
From Sokoto?
All the way from Sokoto.
We have someone here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Me is allowed to be from Osogbo.
Okay.
Nice to have you, sir.
Good day, Tayo and Tola.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
May God bless you, sir.
Amen.
Yes, please, I want you to do a little job for us.
Okay.
And you should try and enlighten us on this, please. This pandemic that we are calling Corona. Have you journalists go to that isolation center and see those people that they say that they have contacted? Has the government allowed you to go there? We want you to go and confirm it for us. Have you ever seen people that they are saying all these numbers that they have corona? Have you ever go there and see them by yourself? And you try and tell us, we are going to believe you journalists. Or they are just telling us number. They are just using all this to embezzle money. Please try and help us now. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, personally, I might not have been. I know Tola lives close to one.
And the truth is that journalists actually go
exactly,
to
and there's video evidence. Trust
the Nigerian press, one of the most vibrant in the world, no matter what you want to say about Nigerian journalists. Of course, if these things were not real, they would have blown the cover of whoever is deceiving Nigerians a long time ago. So COVID-19 is very real.
It is real, sir. It is real. Take that from us.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
You are very that it's real. But the last caller who are just spoken, I want you to try as much as possible to cross-check.
Okay.
It is very good that we usually believe you journalists, most especially when you talk on radio like this. We used to believe you. But it is very good that you should help us find facts.
All Thank you so much. On Twitter, Yussuf AI at Abu Space saying, Dayo, online study is the future of education, not school on here. That stuff can't work. People barely appreciate what they don't pay for. Leave a kid or supervise the TV remote, tune to BCS for on-air lecture, and she will tune to Cartoon Network. Okay, well, you have to control them.
Supervision.
Exactly. You know, so don't leave them without supervision. We just have to make do with what we have. Schools can't open for now. Lord, we are powerless. Please help us. Okay, that's the Twitter handle of somebody at Omayo. He's saying this country is a big joke. Feeding school children at home again. Did their parents complain they don't have food at home? This country need overhauling at the top. We are not ready in this country. We no go learn. Omayo, please let us learn. let us try and learn. So can pick one more. Okay, one or two more calls before we go. There's someone here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Good
morning, sir. We can hear you.
Yes. From Ogumasho.
Okay.
Hello.
We are with you. Please go ahead with your comments.
No. I want to speak on this issue of coronavirus thing step. But something is not clear to me. I want to advise that we should try and handle these things with care. Now, we all know the trick of these northerners. So this issue will not be another suicide bomber. When I mean suicide bomber, that is somebody who come here without using bomb, go to the street, go to the market. Doing this, you know, it may be affecting many people. A 10-year-old boy now, he may be moving around like Almanji Reef. Nobody will suspect him. We need to be very careful. Please, those people handling this, we should be very careful in handling it. That we should not play with this issue of coronavirus. If we have 11 people that travel from Sokoto, and 4 of them were infected, if we try to treat the issue very well, it may be those people that sit close to each other. That is it.
All right.
So please, we should handle these things with care. We should be able to look for the boy. Maybe the eyewitness said he has boarded another vehicle. Well, it may be true, it may not be true. But we should handle this thing with care so that Oyo State will not be in problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much. While they said contact tracing is ongoing, I think he just made a very valid point there. We can't afford, it's another angle he just brought in. It's as if a veil was lifted from our eyes. He made a very valid point. We can't just afford to joke with this. I'm sorry we can't pick any more calls. It's 7:27, and Boluaji is already in the studio right here. Abu Spe is saying, why is the minister hell bent on feeding school people at home when all we don't know? Okay, we don't have data to work with and all that. Well, that's the much we can take on the show today. Till tomorrow when we come your way again. We want to leave you in the safe hands of Boluaji. Some countries want to start their sport back. Boluaji.
Yes.
They are hell bent on restarting.
They are hell bent, if you ask me. That's the German Bundesliga. They have the fewest cases of death in Europe, actually. Just below 7,000 or thereabouts, and their Chancellor Angela Merkel said yesterday that you can resume later this month. That's what they've been told.
All right, up next, sport tidbits. Leave you with Boluaji. Don't go anywhere.
morning, Ibadan. Good morning, Oyo State. Good morning, Nigeria. Time check at 7:30 a.m. I know it's sport time right here on Oluyole FM. Yes, 98.5 as well as Agility FM 92.1. Not to forget Okiogun FM 96.3. It's the show where we simply bring you nothing but the best as far as our sport news is concerned. Bring you the latest, the hottest, and the juiciest news making it out in the world of sport. From football to tennis to boxing, I've got it loaded this very lovely morning. Don't forget also we simply bring you original and exclusive interviews from the movers and shakers of the world of sports, and today won't be an exception as we continue our Victor Osimhen series, and today we'll hit episode 4 where the Super Eagles striker will be talking to us about the influence that the coach of the under-17 side back when he played for the under-17, that's the coach Emmanuel Munike had in his flourishing career. He'll be talking to us as how he was so disciplined that the man didn't only make a good player out of him but also made a good man out of him. My name is Boluwaji Oguma. Don't forget you can listen to us live on the internet. Just visit www.bcos.tv and of course download a mobile application on Google Play Store. Yes, type in BCS TV, download it and listen to us anywhere you are on planet Earth. And if you want to see how things happen right here in the studio, just visit www.facebook.com/Oluyole 98.5 FM on Twitter at Oluyole FM. Without further ado, let's hit the ground running this lovely morning. Starting from Kwara State today, where the Ministry of Youth and Sport Development, under the leadership of Sunday Dare, honored the mother of late Rashidi Yekini with the assurance of a monthly stipend. Earlier in the week, Yekini was remembered by the football world on the occasion of the 8th anniversary of his death. His mother, Sikiratu, stays in Ijagbo near Ofa in Kwara State and was supported with the amount over 50,000 naira and a foodstuff, including a 50 kg bag of rice, a 10 kg bag of wheat, and 16 of Milo. For the Ramadan period, Yekini, who died on the 4th of May in 2012 at the age of 48, was renowned for his goal-scoring prowess during this time with the Super Eagles. He holds the record for the most goals scored in the national team shirt with 37 goals in 58 national team appearances. He scored Nigeria's first ever goal at the FIFA World Cup tournament in USA 94, and he was named the African Footballer of the Year in 1993. Yes, on Monday, remember him? Yes, I died 8 years ago, and of course, the Kizim said, of course, that the Goal King continued to rest in perfect peace. All right, moving on this morning, let's talk about the ones alive. Yes, Super Eagles left back Jambulo Collins has resumed the training with his club side, his German club side, FC Paderborn, for the first time since German football was shut down due to the coronavirus pandemic. German clubs resumed training last month with restrictions ahead of the planned return to full training and then games later in the month. The Bundesliga is set to get the green light to return playing games later this month, with the German government poised to agree on measures to further ease a coronavirus lockdown in the coming days. Paderborn players and supervisory staff have been tested twice for the coronavirus in the past few days, and twice they have all returned a negative. Also, Super Eagles defender William Troost-Ekong rejoined his Italian club side Udinese, yes, as the authorities neatly permitted clubs to resume training. William Troost-Ekong had gotten permission to return to his base in the UK to be with his family after the Syria season was suspended in March due to the pandemic. The 26-year-old Nigerian international shared some photos of himself, partner and son in what is presumed to be a private plane as they return to Italy. The defender will now aim to get in shape after Syria clubs have voted to finish the Syria A season. Troost had made 23 goals at 23 league appearances for Udinese before the season was suspended. Straight away, let's move straight to Victor Osimhen series for today. It's episode 4, and today Osimhen will be talking to us about the kind of influence that Emmanuel Munike had in his career. Let's listen to Victor Osimhen.
You know, I would say very big thank you to Coach Amunike and his crew, the coaching staff, because they really gave not just. It's not about football. It's not about camp. It's like now we are his children. You know, there was a time when we were going through the hard time in Calabar. You know, it made us to not think about these things or the camp allowance or something like that. We don't think about this anymore. All we want to do is play football, because he said if we reach this objective, our life will be better.
Yeah.
Like going into the World Cup, our life will be better for good, forever. So the objective of the player now is, okay, on the qualifiers now, we qualify to Nigeria. We try to win the first 2 games to be in the World Cup.
The World Cup, yeah.
We try to win the tournament in Nigeria also, you know, to be confident going to the World Cup. But I think Amunike really dealt with not to get to us, you know, as a young promising player, talent, you know, the family are back home for trying to get something to fend for, you understand? He know about this situation.
Yeah, he grew up in Nigeria, so he understands.
You know, yeah, we will want to go out to make money for our own family to eat or to try to send them some money. And most times we're not getting this. And he tried to bring out like the thoughts to take it out, you know, to just take it out. The only thing we were focused on, like, go to training, be good in camp, follow the rules and everything like that, be disciplined, you know, to win our games and to be focused, regardless of the situation going around. You understand? I think we were able to contain us with this discipline of the thing, which really helped us. It really helped us. When we started the qualifiers, there was so many controversies. But we were going to Gabon to play. They never allowed us in.
Whoa.
We had Ebola. They said we had Ebola. They never allowed us in until they had to call Amunike, everything. It was tiring. It was really tiring. After we got there, we had to train just one day. And I think we trained 3 times in the day. 3 times. We have the game the next day.
Hey, God.
Which we lost. So Amunike is, you know, it's not, I don't, for me, if I'm talking about the under-17, I don't talk about me. I talk about almost all the players. You understand? Because for me, I attribute almost half of my success to Coach Amunike. I attribute half of my success to him because, should I say, he gave me the platform.
Yeah,
he gave me a lot of talented players in Nigeria. You know, they're looking for the platform, and I was graced to be able to work with such a legend that I played football to the highest level. You know, and in the training, he trained with us. You know, he played with us, scored wonderful goals and everything like that. So it's motivating for us to see coach doing such a thing, and we that are more able to do it now is motivating for us. I think coach really did a very fantastic job for us in the under-17.
Was Victor Osimhen talking about his experience and the influence Amunike had on him and all other players who represented Nigeria at that under-17 level. Tomorrow he'll be talking to us about his experience at the under-17 camp when they traveled to Argentina as a young Nigerian boy traveling to a foreign land for the first time. How did he cope with the food? How did he cope with the weather? Victor Osimhen will tell us a whole lot about that and many more. Moving to the world of boxing, this lovely Nigerian heavyweight boxer Rafael Akpejiori says that his target is to challenge Anthony Joshua, saying that he is highly confident that he has what it takes to dethrone Anthony Oluwafemi Joshua. Akpejiori is 29 years old, who was raised in Surulere in Lagos but now resides in Miami, Florida. Stated this in a recent interview monitored by us by the 6'8" boxer. He was unbeaten. Yes, he's unbeaten in 6 fights, winning all via knockout. What fighting Joshua would bring to Nigeria, he says he wouldn't mind to fight Joshua here in Nigeria, in Abuja or Lagos or even Calabar. He knows that it will bring a lot of revenue and of course a lot of improvement to the economy of the country, and of course he wouldn't mind to have the fight happen as soon as possible. He says he's ready to take all the belts from Anthony Oluwafemi Joshua. I'm informed that this young man happened to be a former college basketballer at the time, featured for his school's American football team. He said that he took to boxing because of his love for boxing. He said when he was in secondary school here in Nigeria, he fought like every other day, and as it is, he's ready to take on the entire world. This fighter had his first professional fight against America's Omar Acosta on the 14th of September 2018 and secured a technical knockout win. His last fight was against another American, Mike Delshon Ford, on the 17th January 2020, whom he stopped via a technical knockout win. During his amateur days, he suffered just one defeat in 14 bouts. That's one fighter that, of course, we need to actually keep our eyes on and, of course, continue to support. Moving away from that, let's talk about another boxing legend this morning. Mike Tyson says he could be tempted back into the ring for a fight with rugby legend Sonny Bill Williams. Former heavyweight boxer Tyson is training for a boxing return at the age of 53. He intends to compete in an exhibition bout 50 years after he retired following a defeat by Kevin McBride. Tyson recruited mixed martial arts trainer Rafael Cordero to be his new coach, and the footage they have released that the American has lost a little of his power, and now Australian boxing promoter Brian Amatrida has claimed that he wants to fight. One set up a fight between Tyson and Williams, and of course we understand that there's a prize for this one. Should Tyson accept, he will be paid at $1 million. Let's keep our fingers crossed and see if this fight will happen. The Tyson Fury is actually training really hard, and the videos we're seeing shows that he's still got all the pace, he's still got all the skills to take on anybody in the world of boxing. Right, moving to tennis, a fund worth £4.8 million has been created by 7 of tennis major governing bodies to assist players suffering financially from the lack of competition. The ATP and WTA tours have come together with the International Tennis Federation ITF and the 4 Grand Slam tournaments to create the package of support. The professional game currently is suspended until at least the 13th of July, and many of the circuits relying on event earnings up to 800 players have been identified as potential recipients of the player relief program. You ask me, that's actually the way to go. Moving back to the world of football this morning, the German Bundesliga season can resume this month, as according to German Chancellor Angela Merkel, it will become the first major league in Europe to return to competition, with a date for resumption yet to be confirmed by the German Football League. All matches we understand will be played behind closed doors, with 9 games remaining. Bayern Munich are top of the table, 4 points above Borussia Dortmund. Moving on to Italy this morning, Juventus forward Paulo Dybala has fully recovered from COVID-19 more than a month after he was first diagnosed. Dybala's last 2 latest tests came back negative for COVID-19. Juventus made this known yesterday. The club says that a 26-year-old player has therefore recovered and will no longer be subjected to the home isolation regime. Dybala first confirmed that he and his girlfriend Oriana Sabatini had contacted the virus on the 21st of May. Away from that, let's move straight to the La Liga, where players at Barcelona and Real Madrid started to undergo coronavirus tests yesterday, as La Liga clubs planned to return to restricted training ahead of proposed resumption of the season next month. Barcelona captain Lionel Messi and France international Antoine Griezmann were among players pictured arriving one by one in their cars at the club's training center earlier on Wednesday morning. Players at Real Madrid, including Eden Hazard, Karim Benzema, also underwent health checks at Real Madrid's training base on the outskirts of the city. Result from the coronavirus test typically known within 48 days, 48 hours rather. The testing is part of the league's strict medical protocol with which teams must comply with before training can resume. Atletico Madrid also conducted such a test for their players yesterday. La Liga planning and of course doing everything possible to make sure that players are safe, and of course league can resume in Spain next month. Moving to the Premier League this morning, where the Premier League is targeting a return to training in small groups from the 18th of May, but 4 club doctors have expressed reservations about the league's project restart proposal. The government is strongly considering allowing clubs to then step up training in early June with a view to playing behind closed doors, which is later that month. It follows Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab's claim that the Premier League return would lift the nation. Let's keep our fingers crossed and see how the Premier League manage this particular situation. Still in the Premier League, because heading straight to Old Trafford, FIFA has confirmed that it is investigating a claim from Sampdoria against Sporting Lisbon in relation to the financial obligations set out in the contract corresponding to the transfer of Bruno Fernandes to Manchester United. When Sampdoria sold Fernandes to Sporting in 2017, they inserted a 10% sell-on clause on any profit Sporting made on the player. Sporting sold Fernandes to Manchester United in January for an initial fee of £48 million, and Sampdoria believe that they are owed about £4 million as part of that deal. But Sporting believes that the sell-on clause is null and void, as Fernandes had signed a new contract with them in July 2018. Let's see what FIFA will come up with as far as that case is concerned. Moving to Turkey this morning, where the president of the Turkish Football Federation, Nihat Özdemir, has announced that the Scottish Super League will resume play on the 12th of June, with all football activities in the country having been suspended on March 18 due to the pandemic. They also say that the Champions League final, earlier built to be hosted in the country, will still go ahead whenever UEFA is ready to have them host the competition. Alright, let's end the show this morning by telling you about this rather strange news from France this morning, where Angers forward Farid El Melali was arrested by French police for publicly displaying his genitals while looking at a neighbor from the garden of his building. According to a report from France, 23-year-old admitted to the charges before he was released later on Tuesday. El Melali is expected to go on trial in the form of a pre-conviction appearance, and he will also be punished with a fine. His lawyers claim that the forward thought the neighbor would not see him. I'm informed that this is not the first time that Melali will be doing this. A fortnight ago, he did just the same thing, and players to be cautioned. Of course, even if they have to fine, things like that shouldn't be done because you're a superstar. Alright, that'll be all on Spotted Beats this lovely morning. Big thanks to everyone who's been part of today's production. Massive thanks to everyone who's contributed to the success of the show. Daffy off Better TV. Massive thank you for that wonderful content about Victor Osimhen. The show is on tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Well then, you have a lovely day and stay safe.
Sports and entertainment, we got everything you need and so much more, yeah. 98.5 FM, Oluyole. 98.5 FM. Hear me now, to your down to the number one station. Educative and quality information.
It's 10 minutes to 8. And you're welcome to a commercial belt on Oluyole 98.5 FM.
Gbogbo ọjọ́ jẹ́ ìrìn àjò. Bí a ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọjọ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan, láàsọ bí ọjọ́ náà yóò ṣe parí. Bí a ṣe ń ya ara wa sọ́tọ̀ nínú oṣù mímọ́ Ramadan yìí.